Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking the Dreaded Rose Report. Hope everybody had a great weekend. There's been a lot of speculation about CM Punk, UFC's future. We don't know. But noted this week that there have been numerous accounts that says Punk's been working hard, but hasn't progressed well as a fighter. Punk's participated in some live sparring sessions, I guess, at the gym, but a lot of the rumors about how he looked, it's been consistently said he's not fared well. So you got to have a certain attitude. It's not only the size or anything, but you got to have a hell of an attitude to get into that. UFC originally hoped for Punk, who has delayed his training at times due to back and shoulder injuries and things like that. They wanted him to debut in the summer of 2015, but injuries kept him away. So UFC then looked at having him debut in June 4th of UFC 199 in Los Angeles. But that changed when Punk underwent back surgery. And at the same time, Cain Vasquez had a few weeks before Punk, had the same thing. And Cain was booked to fight at UFC 200 on July 9th in Vegas. So somebody's taking an awful long time to recoup. All right. It goes on about some more of that stuff. Get on down here. Hey, WWE posted a video of Finn Balor and WWE NXT champion Samoa Joe, brawling after last week's main event in Portland, Oregon. Joe retained the use of the ropes on a roll-up to win the title, keep the title. So anyway, they're upset. And speaking of Joe versus Balor, Triple H revealed that there's been an announcement on NXT's Facebook that this Tuesday regarding the NXT title match between Joe and Balor at TakeOver June 8th. There's a spoiler, I guess, detailed plans for the match on that website if you want to go check it out. And Summer Rae attended the Nylon Magazine Young Hollywood Party, I guess, a couple of nights ago. And don't know why, but she attended it. Crashed it, maybe. Hall of Famer Ric Flair, he's been off this weekend and the live events for the second week in a row. It's kind of interesting that WWE pulled him from the weekend shows as they're in Flair country, man, especially tonight. But besides working Raw and SmackDown, Flair has been off of live event since he had the airport debacle at, I think it was April 27th, where he fell down and fell over things. I don't know never did hear what was wrong with him, except he was more vertical than horizontal. WWE Hall of Famer Ron Simmons yesterday, 58 years old, feller Kevin Von Erich, Hall of Famer 59, former Tough Enough contestant and current NXT superstar, and Patrick Clark has been out. He's doing a controversial gimmick just to get his name out and around and get people talking. After he cut a promo on Friday night's Bartow, Florida show, and a woman saying she belongs in the kitchen instead of the ring. Well, Clark apparently endorsed Hall of Famer presidential candidate Donald Trump at last night's live event in Jacksonville, Florida. So the women need to stay in the kitchen. Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt had the following exchange on Twitter, and Balor proposed that he and Triple H versus Wyatt and Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. We'll see. And there's a new Round Table for Three that's going to be premiering on the network on Wednesday, 4 o'clock. It's going to have Candice Michelle, Molly Holly, and Michelle McCool. So we'll see how they talk about their hilarious experiences in the ring and stuff like that, in and out of the ring. All right, I'm going to read part of this. I'll get through this fast as I could. But anyway, old Superfly Jimmy Snuka, he appeared in Pennsylvania courtroom Friday for a competency hearing, where the judge determined if Snuka is mentally fit to stand trial in the 1983 death of his then-girlfriend Nancy Argentino. And Friday's hearing lasted for 4 hours and is going to be continuing next Wednesday. Snuka arrived to the courtroom and was met with by a group of supporters, I guess. Snuka's attorney called forensic psychiatric person, Frank Delato or something like that, who testified that Snuka is a smell of a man and not a smell, I got to misspell, shell of a man whose brain has been damaged beyond repair from his wrestling career, and he's suffering from dementia and worsening by the mouth. Don't know what that means. But the forensic pathologist also testified that the tests show that Snuka's brain is shrinking because of significant memory loss, and said that Snuka does not understand what's going on in court and doesn't even remember his attorney's name, and the pressure of the trial that's causing severe erosion of his mental state. Look, I understand what he's talking about because I've been married 5 times. I understand that. So, but anyway, the prosecutor noted on Friday that Snuka did not start complaining of head trauma until after he learned he was being investigated. The mere coincidence. The district attorneys had Snuka's medical records that showed Snuka had an appointment with concussion specialist January 29, 2014, which was a week after it was announced that the case would be reopened. And his attorney has said that Snuka does not know how to read or write and gets confused easily, but prosecutors note that in the report that Snuka was able to answer questions about his relationship with Argentina. And his attorney testified that Snuka does not recall many of the injuries that led to his head trauma, but he did recount the infamous Piper's Pit segment where Piper smashed a coconut against his head. The pathologist said that, but the psychologist said that the coconut was supposed to have been shaved thin to one end to make it crack like an egg, but Piper used the wrong end. And anyway, video segment was played in court by the prosecution, and also flyers from the charity event Snuka attended during the attorneys said he was showing signs of dementia even back then, including a 2012 poker game where Snuka won $100,000 for charity. Snuka's attorney argued that the flyers and video did not prove anything about Snuka's competency to stand trial. Video from a May 2015 indie match in Rhode Island was shown, but Snuka's attorney called it fake and pointed out how slowly and carefully Snuka climbed the ropes. How old is he? Well, I'd be careful too. Anyway, there's a lot more witnesses going to be called on Wednesday. No word yet on Snuka's whether he's going to testify or not. But it's up to the judge going to determine Snuka whether he's mentally fit or unfit to stand trial. The case may end up stalled indefinitely. Who knows? All right, after downplaying reports of a torn ACL, Luke Harper said the following: he's out with a lower body injury. I never heard anybody being out with a lower body injury. Just kind of sounds funny. And there was a WWE video posted on the infamous Madison Square Garden curtain call with the Click. Took place 20 years ago this week. Just seems like yesterday to me. I think I'm getting dementia. WWE Raw is taking place tonight from the Greensboro, North Carolina show, and it's going to be the final hype before Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Got the usual suspects going to be there. No matches have been announced, but we do know that the Shining Stars, Epico and Primo, is going to be making their re-debut there. I forget how many re-debuts they've had, but anyway. Focusing on these points for tonight is going to be, will Roman Reigns be able to make a dominant play against AJ Styles and the club when they're lurking behind the curtain? New Day might need some extra POP to gain ground on the Vaudevillians. And could a tag team partner help Becky Lynch to get Lynch against Dana and Emma? Does Chris Jericho have Dean Ambrose's number? And of course, the Shining Stars are in the mainland and on Raw. By the way, Stephanie has revealed that she's writing a book on her life. And it's actually a little pamphlet. Ain't much life to that. Just hanging around with a bunch of wrestlers. And Kevin Owens may have suffered an injury towards the end of his match with Sami Zayn on Sunday's WWE live event in Columbia, South Carolina. Sammy won the match with a blue thunder bomb. But as soon as the pin was counted, referee Charles Robinson threw up the dreaded X symbol and got help from the back and helped Owens out to the back. And there's again rumors going around that TNA is behind on payments to his production crew. Supposedly the company is behind once again, not far behind as they were in the past, but TNA's financial issue still continues and they're low on cash. I can't help them out. I am too. The other time I think it was back in June sometime that they were in bad shape, but it's the production crew, and I think they're going to hire an independent crew maybe to come in and do their work for them, since they can't pay the other. I don't know whether they'll be able to pay the new crew either. But thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.